Preview, 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 preview.
Hi, I'm Carol. I'm a service station operator just like you. Some months ago, I had a contractor working at my site. I asked myself the question, what legal responsibilities do I have for these people on the premises I control? Do I have none at all, as it's all down to the contractor, or do I have a lot of responsibility? When the contractor arrived, he asked me many questions and showed me something called a UK PI safety passport, a safety method statement, and a clearance certificate. I didn't know what he was asking these questions for or why he was showing me the bits of paper. So you know what? I decided to go and find out what responsibility I had and what all the bits of paper meant. So now I'm going to share with you what I found out. How many times does a contractor visit your site to carry out maintenance or repair works? Quite a regular occurrence, I expect. Some of the many tasks he is called to do may involve canopy and roof works, forecourt repairs, changing lights at high level, repairing or replacing pumps, sign cleaning, shop door and shop front repairs, etc. These are a few of the general tasks that are regularly undertaken on most forecourts. Many of these tasks are fraught with danger as the public and fuel storage and dispensing offer major hazards that can hinder safe completion of the works. How many of you get involved with the contractor prior to him starting work? Do you understand the paperwork he is asking you to sign and the legal implications? Have you had contractor accidents or incidents on your site? If so, what happened and what did you do about it? Do you feel comfortable that you have sufficient knowledge to manage contractors when they are on site? This DVD is an attempt to appraise you of the legal duties and procedures you have as an occupier or controller of a premises, albeit a forecourt and shop. The law applies to everyone in occupation of a premise, and there are no exceptions because your business is a forecourt operation. Let us now join the contractor prior to his visit to your site and outline the procedures he has to take before he starts work.
Good morning, is the manager in, please?
Yeah, how can I help you?
We've been sent to carry out some repair work to the forecourt. Can we sign the visitors book, please?
Sure, there's a visitor's book. We in fact complained about this some months ago, but nobody told us you were coming today. Is this some kind of new credit card?
We have to be trained to work on petrol filling stations, and this is proof of our training.
Okay, fine. There's the visitor's book, if you'd just like to sign and date, please.
Anyway, I need to get some information from you before I start. I have pre-work check sheets, I have method statements.
Preview, 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 preview.
As an occupier of commercial premises, you have a legal duty to provide any contractors who work on your site a safe place of work and to induct them with certain information to allow them to complete the job safely. Reference to the Management of Health and Safety at Work Regulations 1992, Regulation 9 states that if one or more employers share a workplace on a temporary or permanent basis, then they should cooperate with one another. The contractor is an employer and so are you, the service station operator, and you are both bound by this regulation. Let us explain to you why the contractor showed you his passport. Now this is proof they have attended a 2-day health and safety course for working safely on petrol filling stations. You should always ask a contractor for his passport before the work starts. The fact that he or she has attended a relevant training course in your environment should give some indication that competent operatives working on your site can spot the hazards and risks. This will give them a good idea what control measures to implement. Remember, your input is vital to this exercise, as you may be aware of other hazards not immediately identifiable at this time. For example, an imminent tanker delivery, other contractors on site, a local school, which means children may cut across the forecourt when they leave school. There is a course for site operators which covers the interface with contractors whilst working on your site. The course lasts 1 day and covers the relevant legal aspects and responsibilities when a contractor is working at your premises. Let's briefly look at some of the pertinent points and ask the following questions. Do you consider you have a legal duty to interface with contractors on your site? If you do, how far do you need to get involved? Will you be able to inform the contractor of any happenings on your site whilst he is there? Do you think you have a legal duty to stop him working if you consider what he is doing is unsafe? Do you know what a clearance certificate is and what it is used for? What legal implications are there when you have to sign the clearance certificate? If a contractor showed you a safety method statement, would you know what it was? Would it be helpful if the contractor showed you on site where he was proposing to work and the area and setup arrangements he will take?
Preview.
When the work is complete, the contractor will ask you to sign the clearance certificate again. Do you understand what this means? Do you understand under the terms of the license to operate your site, there has to be a competent person in charge at all times? Let's now try to answer these questions to show how you need to be involved. Every employer and occupier of a commercial premise has a legal duty to inform visitors to their site of the specific site rules that apply. For instance, the emergency procedures applicable to your site, the assembly points, and what does the fire alarm sound like? Do you have one? Remember, under Regulation 9 of the Management of Health and Safety at Work regulations, you have to cooperate with one another, and that means you both agreeing to the work and its implications. It is your legal duty to ensure all visitors to your site are safe, either by your operation or when that operation is affected by others. Your main priority is to ensure customers' safety as well as other persons on the site. Once you have agreed the contractor's work area, you are still responsible for happenings outside of this, not the contractor. He is responsible for his work area and will interface with you how access and deliveries will be made to it. So once agreed how the work is to be done, you must keep a watching brief to see if the contractor is doing what you both agreed. As the occupier of the premises, you have a legal duty to inform any contractors to your site of any hazards that may be exposed to during their time carrying out the works. For example, a petrol or gas tanker arriving to unload product. Other major deliveries which may need a large area of the forecourt for manoeuvring. An influx of children at lunchtime to buy food. Other contractors carrying out works at the same time. Rights of way to other premises which involve third-party exposure or any other happening which you may feel might affect the general safety of the customer, staff and contractor. Another area where you have a clear duty to inform contractors is when your site has asbestos within the building. You must detail to the contractor where it is likely to be found and the level of risk that they face. You are the person with this local knowledge. You must impart it to the contractor. As part of the preamble prior to work starting on your site, the contractor will explain how he intends to carry out the work safely. He will run through a document called a safety method statement, which highlights the prime safety issues and the management of them. This is not a technical document, but an indication of the way he will carry out the works to reduce the risk to a manageable and acceptable level.